we discuss here importance of the hydrogen bonding. First importance is that is water is acts as a universal solvent, or water is a universal solvent. Why water is a universal solvent? Yes, because of the formation of the intermolecular hydrogen bonding between the molecules of the water. If there is no formation of the hydrogen bonding between the molecules of the water, then water may be like a gas. Yes, maybe it is a gas like a H2S. Yes, then if you know that, here I taken a one example. Sodium chloride is dissolved in water. Yes, why sodium chloride is dissolved in water? Because the sodium is dissociated to form Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. Then there is a forms of hydrogen bonding between Na plus ions and negatively charged oxygen atom present in water molecule. Yes, and therefore that NaCl is a dissolve. The force of attraction between positively charged Na plus ions and negatively charged oxygen atom or negative pole of the water molecule is that attraction is more than the force of attraction between the water molecule. And similarly, in concern with the Cl minus ions, is the force of attraction between the Cl minus ions and that is the positively pole of the water molecule, that is the hydrogen atom, is a more as compared to the force of attraction between the water molecules. Yes, and therefore here most of the substances is present in the nature will be dissolved in a water. But water acts as a solvent, or water is a liquid because of the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And supposed to be, yes, there is a water is not a liquid, then what happened? Yes, no life would be have been possible on the globe, or that is the earth. That is the most important aspects about the hydrogen bonding. Second importance, yes, if you exercise, yes, or if you run, then always you will the body image that is the sweat. Yes or no? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then why body? Yes, during the exercising, yes, body becomes that is the, yes, always that is the hot, and therefore water comes out from your body through the pores. But water comes from the body not easily evaporated to its vapors. Yes, because here high heat of the evaporation. Then why water have a high heat of the evaporation? Because the intermolecular hydrogen bonding between the water molecules, and therefore the water is not evaporated on your, from your body. That forms a liquids on the body to keep temperature of that body, yes, is a constant, and that is a very important. Other than that, if you exercising or if you becomes a running, then water will be easily evaporated from your body. Then temperature of the body will be increases and increases and increases, and that is a harm to the that person, or that is also that exercising person. Yes, so hydrogen bonding is a very important uh, in concern with that is the to keep the your body becomes a cold. Then second importance of the hydrogen bonding in concern with that is the proteins. You know that proteins are present in our body in a different structures. I here taken example, that is alpha helix structure of the proteins and beta helix structure of the proteins. Here you see both are the proteins. Then what is the difference? Difference is that that is the is here you see Yes, here you see this is the length between this to this is the 0.54 nanometer, and length between in a beta helix, length between this to this is a 0.7 nanometer. While in a beta helix the length is a 0.54 nanometer, and in a beta helix that is 0.7 nanometer. Yes, alpha helix that is 0.54 nanometer, in a beta helix that is a 0.7 nanometer. Here you see in a both alpha helix and the beta helix bond is formed, the hydrogen bond is formed between the nitrogen atom of the amide and oxygen atom of the, that is the carbonyl group. But strength of the hydrogen bond in alpha helix is a more as compared to in a beta helix, and therefore here you see the structure, helical structure of the alpha helix and the beta helix is the different, and therefore both, that is the alpha helix and beta helix have that is the different activities, or that is the shows the different functions in your body because of the formation of the hydrogen bonding, and this is the essentials is for your life. You see, if you press your that is the body by external pressure, then the pains will becomes. Why the pains will become? Due to the exerting pressure, the that helical structure of the proteins will be changed, and that is the trace on that, that is the proteins. And you remove it, then also you see that pains will be gone. What is the reason? Reason is that yes, that will be becomes a original state. Then that have that is the different function, and if it is a pressing, then that forms that have a different function, and therefore the hydrogen bond play an important role in concern with the structure of the proteins. Then next here you see, I shown here primary structure of the amino acid, secondary structure and tertiary structure of the amino acid. Here in concern with the alpha helix and beta helix, here is a structure you see, it is a secondary structure. It is, if it is a primary structure, then it is a straight line, that is the amino acid. But due to the formation of the intermolecular hydrogen bonding, yes, that is becomes a helical structure in concern with the secondary amines and the tertiary amines, or in concern with the secondary structure and the tertiary structure. But if it is a primary structure, then that becomes a polypeptide chain, linear chain. Here also you see in a secondary structure or the tertiary structure, it is also polypeptide chain of the amino acids, but there is a formation of the hydrogen bonding between the hydrogen atom present on the nitrogen and oxygen atom present on the carbon. Here you see this is the hydrogen bond, this is the hydrogen atom is present on the nitrogen and oxygen atom on the carbon, and between that the hydrogen bond is formed. Yes, and that is a very important in concern with that is the life of the plants as well as the, that is the as a human. Yes. Then next part is here. Next importance of the hydrogen bond is a hydrogen bond is DNA. You know that that is the four important component of the DNA is that is thymine, adenine, cytosine, and guanine. And between the thymine and the adenine, the hydrogen bond is formed, and between the cytosine and guanine is also intermolecular hydrogen bonding is formed. Then you see the bond, hydrogen bond between the thymine and adenine, yes, there are two hydrogen bonds are formed, but in concern with the cytosine, between the cytosine and guanine, three hydrogen bonds are formed. Yes, and due to the formation of the hydrogen bonding between thymine and adenine, there is a pairs, thymine and adenine. Always in a yes, in a DNA structure, there is a always, yes, thymine and adenine is a pair, and cytosine and guanine is a pair because of the formation of the two hydrogen bond and three hydrogen bond respectively. And due to the formation of that hydrogen bonding between thymine and the adenine and cytosine and guanine, that DNA structure is a helical structure. Yes, and due to that helical structure, that is functions are that is the proper. If it is a straight chain, then functions will be different than the that required for our life, and or that is the any plant animals life or any plant life. Yes, and therefore that hydrogen bond is play important role in concern with that is the all living organisms. Next importance of the hydrogen bonding is in concern with that is the wood fibers. Is that wood fibers make it becomes a rigid due to the formation of the intermolecular hydrogen bonding, and yes, and therefore that wood fibers becomes a dense one. Then next importance of the hydrogen bonding is that in concern with that is the clothing as also that is a well. Yes, because here hydrogen bond is formed between the that is the cotton fibers that makes that is the very important. Then in concern with the food materials also consist the hydrogen bonding, and you know that most important application in concern with the polymer, hydrogen bonding play an important role, because if you mix the polymer is by using a different moieties or different monomers, then there is a formation of the hydrogen bond that makes that polymer is a how much strong. If the more is the hydrogen bonding, then more is the that is the strength of that plastics or polymer. Yes, these are the some importance in everyday life. If you have any doubt in concern importance of the hydrogen bonding, please tell me. The I will be discuss on that particular points. Okay, at the time of your exam, may the question will be asked like that. Write a short note on importance of the hydrogen bonding for 4 marks. At least you write 4 importance of the hydrogen bonding. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Or may the question will be asked multiple choice question like that. Yes, the length of the beta helix structure is 0.7 nanometer because of A, hydrogen bonding, B, ionic bonds, C, covalent bonding, D, all of these. Yes, तो उसका आंसर रहेगा हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग. Or may the questions will be asked is water is a universal solvent because A, intermolecular hydrogen bonding, B, intermolecular hydrogen bonding, C, both A and B are the correct, D, none of these. Yes, answer is that
Intermolecular hydrogen bonding.
yeah. Yes, such type of the question will be asked in concern with the MCQ, or maybe in a concern with the, that is a descriptive in your examination. Okay, then we will discuss here next point, van der Waals forces. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's van der Waals forces. Then question arises in your mind, what is the van der Waals forces? Then you know that any molecules, maybe it is a polar or maybe it is a non-polar, or any polar or non-polar molecules is a contact with ions, then there is a force of attraction as well as the force of the repulsion. If the force of attraction is a more, then that molecules are come close together. But if it is a comes close together, then that repulsion force will be operative and that molecule goes, that is a back. Then when that molecule comes close together, is there is a force of attraction and the repulsion force becomes a, that is a minimum, or yes, that is a forms a equilibrium. Then the sum of the attractive and repulsive forces, that is intermolecular forces between the molecules, or between the molecules and that is the ions, that intermolecular forces are known as van der Waals forces. Yes, you understand it? Yes, there is a
Yes, sir.
sum of the attractive and repulsive intermolecular forces between the molecules or between the ions and the molecules are known as the van der Waals forces. Then different types of the van der Waals forces that depend upon the type of the entities. Maybe there is a van der Waals force of attraction between the polar molecules, then that force of attraction is known as, that is a dipole forces. If the van der Waals force of attraction between the ion and the polar molecules, then that force of attraction is known as ion dipole attraction or forces. And if the force of attraction between the non-polar molecules, then it is a London forces. Means depending on which type of the van der Waals forces, there are three types here given in your syllabus. First one, dipole forces. Second one, ion dipole forces. And third one, London forces. We discuss here one by one. Yes, let's go here in concern with the dipole forces. And you know that what is meant by dipole? Yes, and where that dipole is exists. Yes, you know that if the molecule is a polar one, then why molecule is a polar one? If the covalent bond formed between the atoms having a different electronegativity, then that bond becomes a polar one. I have taken one example. For example, in concern with here HCl, or may you consider that is the H2O. Then in concern the HCl or HF and the H2O, here in concern the HF, the partial positive charge on the hydrogen and partial negative charge on the fluorine. Why partial positive charge on the hydrogen and partial negative charge on the fluorine? Because fluorine is a more electronegative than the hydrogen. Therefore, here forms a dipole. Is two pole, positive and the negative. Clear? And the force of attraction between positive pole of the one dipole and negative pole of the another dipole, that interactions, that forces is known as the dipole forces. Yes, then you be remember that most important point here, dipole forces are operative between the polar molecules. Yes, and that polar molecules always have, that is the permanent dipole moment. Dipole forces are attractive forces between the positive end of the one polar molecule and negative end of the another polar molecule. Then what is the strength of the dipole forces? The dipole forces have a strength that range from 5 kilojoule to 20 kilojoule per mole, and that always, that is a less or weaker than ionic or the covalent bond. Yes, or also that is the less weaker than the hydrogen bonding. But that forces are have a significant effect when the molecules involve close together. Here I taken the one that is a picture. Yes, live picture. You see the positive pole and the negative pole. Yes, that molecules, here you see that molecules may be gaseous one or the maybe that is a liquid molecule. But here the Yes, positive pole of the one end of the molecule and the negative pole of the another molecule are interact to each other. This is the pink color is a that is the negative charge, and blue color is a that is the positive charge of that is the miss dipole, positive dipole and the negative dipole. You see positive dipole of the one molecule is interact with the negative pole of the another molecule. Yes, then that arrangement of that dipoles here are two ways that molecules means dipoles are interact to each other. One is head to tail and second is that is anti-parallel arrangement of the dipole. Here that anti-parallel arrangement of the dipoles are shown between that is the yes ICL and that is the here you see ICL molecule. In this case, that is a positive pole of the that is our positive charge that is the iodine is interact with the negative that is the chlorine, and next right hand side that is the yes Cl and the iodine is interact. This arrangement is anti-parallel. And second you see that is the Cl minus is interact with positively charged iodine of the another molecule, and this arrangement is continue in a two direction. Here continue or one direction or maybe it is a two directional. Yes, then here you see that forms that is the head to tail arrangement. Then most important the question will be asked in your examination like that, energy of that forces means dipole forces is is how much or how you can be calculate that energy. Yes, that energy is very sensitive in concern with the distance between the two that is the dipoles, distance between that two dipoles along with that dipole moment. Here you see that energy can be calculated by using the formula minus 2 mu1 into mu2 divided by 4 pi r cube epsilon 0. Then E is the energy, mu1 is the dipole moment of the first molecule and mu2 is the dipole moment of the another molecule. Here if you say the mu1 and mu2 may be that is the same if the molecules of the same substances. Okay, and if the you take the molecules of the different substances, then mu1 and mu2 are the different one. Here you see the dipole forces are always operate between the molecules of the same substances or between the molecules of the different substances. You understand? If that dipole interactions is takes place in the same molecule, then mu1 and mu2 are the same. That is mu1 is equal to mu2. Yes, therefore is equal to mu1. Okay. And if the that interaction dipole interaction is takes place between the two different molecules, for example I taken HF and H2O, then dipole moment of the HF is a different than the dipole moment of the H2O. Yes, you understand it or not? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah, you be remember that formula. And this energy of dipole interaction or dipole forces is depends on it depends on two factors. First one, that is a dipole moment of polar molecules. Yes, and second one, distance between that two polar molecules, that is the R. Yes, you see R is a that is the in denominator is a inversely proportional to the energy. If the distance is a more, then energy is less. If the distance is a less, the energy is a more. Yes. Okay. Next, that interaction or forces is a ion dipole interactions. The title itself indicates that forces of attraction operates between the ion and the polar molecules in liquids or in solids. Here I take an example, hydration of the salt. If you take the sodium chloride and dissolve in water, then sodium chloride will be dissociated to form Na plus and the Cl minus ions. Then in that water, Na plus ions are not combined with the Cl minus ions. Why? What is the reason? Yes, reason is that Na plus ions are surrounded by the water molecule. Similarly, Cl minus ions are also surrounded by the water molecules, and therefore Na plus ions and the Cl minus ions, yes, the distance between that two is a more, which is not that is the interact or not. It is not possible to interact that Na plus ions and the Cl minus ions, because Na plus ions are surrounded by water molecule and Cl minus ions are also surrounded by the water molecule. Then the how is Na plus ions are surrounded by the water molecules. Yes, in a sodium, that is a positive charge, therefore it is a cation. Yes, and in a water, you know that oxygen atom carry negative charge and hydrogen atom carry positive charge. Yes, because oxygen have more electronegativity as compared to the hydrogen. Then oxygen carry negative, that oxygen itself is a negative pole and hydrogen is a positive pole. Yes, because it is a polar molecule. The negative pole of the water molecule interact with positively charged sodium ions. And yes, similarly, in consider the Cl minus ions, is that's minus charge, that is Cl minus, is interact with the positive pole of the water molecule, that is the hydrogen atom. Here I shown the hydrogen atoms in water molecule by red color and oxygen atom is a blue color. You see that sodium is interact with a negative charge, that is a blue color oxygen atom, and chloride minus ions, yes, is interact with positively charged, that is the hydrogen atom, that is a red color. You understand it? That is the, yes, and energy evolved during this solvation is known as, that is the is solvation energy. But here water is used as a solvent, and therefore energy liberated or released during the dissolution of the sodium chloride in water is known as the hydration energy. Yes, that hydration energy is a release due to the interaction of the sodium ions with the negative pole of the water molecule, as well as, yes, due to the force of attraction between the Cl minus ions and positively pole of the water molecules. Then this ion dipole interaction, here you see interaction between the ions and the dipoles, yeah, poles. Then you see this interaction it depends upon which factors. First factor is that charge on the ion. Second factor is size of the ion, and third factor is dipole moment of the polar molecule. Suppose charge on the ion is a more, then size of that ion, if supposed to be, I taken a, instead of the sodium, I taken the lithium. Yes, then size is a bigger. Yeah, small one. Yes or no? Lithium, sodium. Yes. Which our size is a more? Sodium or lithium? Lithium is present in a groups, that is in a upper position. Sodium is goes to the downward position. Then which have a more size? Even
Sodium.
though here you see charge is the same. That is lithium have a charge is +1, and that is sodium is also +1 charge. But lithium have a small size as compared to the sodium. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Then in concern with, if you consider that is a sodium and that is a magnesium, then which have is sodium in +1 and magnesium in +2 oxidation state, then which have a smaller size? Magnesium have a smaller size. Yes, if that the magnesium have a smaller size and higher the charge, then the force of attraction between the magnesium ion and the oxygen atom of the water molecule is a more, and therefore more energy will be evolved or released. Then in consider the size of the ion. If you go from lithium to the sodium, the size is the increases. Yes or no? If the
Yes,
size is
sir.
increases, then there is a force of attraction between the ion and the water molecule goes on the decreases, and therefore energy release is a that is the is small amount or lower. Then in consider the dipole moment of the polar molecule. Suppose I have taken that is the HF and the water. Yes, or I taken water and the methyl alcohol and the ethyl alcohol, and I want to dissolve the sodium chloride. Then sodium chloride is easily dissolved in water. Yes or no? Then yes, easily dissolved in also that is a less, but easily dissolved in also methanol. But if you go to the ethanol, yes, there is a dissolution of the sodium chloride is less. Why? Because the dipole moment of the water is a high as compared to methanol as compared to the ethyl alcohol. Means dipole moment of the polar molecules also affects the force of interaction between that is ion and the dipole. Okay, here I taken the example is also shown in that is a live picture. Here you see that is this is the this is the blue color is a that is a positively charged ions, and here you see it is a dipole that is the blue color and that is the pink color. Then positively charged that is the ion is interact with negative pole of that dipoles, and that interactions are known as ion dipole interaction. Yes. Then you go to the next in concern the energy, how much how to calculate the potential energy of that ion dipole interaction. Here in a diagram I shown that is the negative and positive pole of that dipole, and the distance between q minus and q plus is represented by r dash. Okay, and the distance between the center of the ion, here I taken that is a Z plus, that is a positive ion is taken, maybe here negative ion. The distance between the center of the positively charged ion or negatively charged ion and center between the negative pole and the positive pole are that is a R. If you want to calculate the dipole moment of that polar molecule, then mu is equal to q into r dash. Q S is the charge on that two dipole, maybe it is a positive or the negative, that is the charge on that poles, and r is the r dash is the distance between that two poles. You understand it? And mu is a magnetic moment of that polar molecule. Means is magnetic moment of the polar molecule is always calculated by using the formula mu is equal to is the product of the charge and the distance between the two poles. Then potential energy of that interaction can be means ion dipole interaction may be expressed as E is equal to mode of Z plus minus mu divided by 4 pi r square epsilon 0. This mu is the dipole moment of the polar molecule. Z plus and Z minus, maybe it is a charge on the positively charged ions or maybe it is a negatively charged ions. And r is the distance between, yes, that is center of the positively or negatively charged ions and center of the dipole. Then you see also here, yes, energy of that interaction is inversely proportional to that is the r square. That also indicate that yes, energy is sensitive to the distance between the ions and the center of the polar molecule. Third here, that is the van der Waals forces is the London forces. Then you already know that is these interaction means London forces always present in a non-polar molecules or monoatomic gases. Then I here use one term. This is the instantaneous induced dipole interaction. Yes. Then you see, this is the, if you consider that is the helium atom, then helium atom, atomic number of the helium is a 2. Yes. Hello. Are you
Yes,
in
sir.
lecture? Yes. Yes. Atomic
Yes,
number
sir.
of the yes, helium is a 2. Then according to the Bohr model, yes, electrons are revolved around the nucleus of the atom. Yes, in a particular orbit. Then in a first orbit, there is a 2 electron, and therefore the electrons revolves around the nucleus of the helium. That is a 2 electron in a first orbit. These electrons are revolves around the nucleus of the helium in a first orbit. The time goes on, the increases. One stage is comes that 2 electrons on one side of that nucleus of the helium atom, and therefore at that instant there is a negative pole, that is the electrons on one side, and positive pole nucleus on the another side. That moment, that at that moment the dipole is, that is a form, that dipole is known as the instantaneous dipole. You understand it? For example, I am at the center of the ground and my students are running in a peripheral position of that ground. Yes, students are, yes, revolves around me in a particular orbit. Some students, yes, go fast, some students go slow. At a one instant is come that all the students on the one side. Yes, but in that particular orbit, I am at the center. At that instant, you carry, that is a negative charge, and myself is a nucleus, therefore I carry the positive charge. Yes, that, yes, dipole is known as the instantaneous dipole. Then what happened at that moment? Another helium atom is there. Then what happened? Positive pole of that instantaneous dipole is interact with the negatively charged electrons, which is revolves around the nucleus of the another helium atom, is interact. And what happened at that instant? Induce the dipole moment, yes, in another atom of the helium. Then what happened? There is an interaction between instantaneous dipole and induced dipole. Yes, that interaction is known as, that is instantaneous induced dipole interaction, and that interaction is always observed in a non-polar molecules or the monoatomic gases. The next point is, these forces, means London forces, are always, that is a short range forces. What that indicate? Yes, always London forces are operate in a non-polar molecule, means always there is a gaseous molecule. Then you know that in a gaseous molecules, yes, that gas molecules are randomly moved from one position to the another position. If that gaseous molecules are come close together, then and then only that forces are operating. If that distance is a more, or that non-polar molecules are, that's a far away to each other, then London forces are not operative. Yes, then that London forces are very very weaker than that hydrogen bonding, ion dipole interaction, dipole dipole interaction, and also that ionic bond and the covalent bond. And therefore the energy released during the London operative London forces or London interaction in the range of only 2 to 5 kilojoule per mole. Here I shown, that is the live picture also. You see these two molecules are, that is the non-polar molecule. Is you be remember, London forces are operative only non-polar molecules or monoatomic gases, like that is the argon, helium, is neon, that is the monoatomic gases. And you consider here that is the non-polar molecule, like that is the methane. oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen. These are the non-polar molecules. Then London forces are operate in a non-polar molecule like that is the oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, fluorine, iodine, then bromine, Cl2 is it is a diatomic molecules, gaseous molecule, but it is a non-polar one. Okay? Yes, you have any doubt? Hello. Then, in concern with the energy of these interactions, can be expressed as E is equal to 2 mu bar alpha minus that is the 2 mu bar alpha divided by r raised to 6. Then here mu bar is taken because that is the mean of the instantaneous dipole. Then if you introduce the term ionization energies of that species, then that energy will be expressed here E is equal to 3I alpha square upon that is the 4r raised to 6. Then here you see alpha is the polarizability of that molecules and I is the ionization energy of that species. Then from that expression, if you observe it, the energy of that interaction is inversely proportional to the 6th power of the distance. That means that interactions are very, very sensitive with the distance between the non-polar molecules or that is the atomic, monoatomic gases, atoms. Yes? Then which of that factors affect the magnitude of that London forces? Because here term is comes that is the polarizability. Yes, first factor is that number of the electron present in a molecule, and second factor is that molecule size or molar mass. Then first, number of the electron present in a molecule or monoatomic gas. For example, I taken helium gas and neon gas or argon. Then which of that monoatomic gas have a number of the electrons is more? Yes, helium, neon and argon. Yes, number of the electrons is more in argon.
Argon.
Correct? Then next question for you, which of that gas, helium, neon and argon, which of that gas is easily polarized? Helium, neon or argon? Which gas is easily polarized? Yes, the answer is that argon, because that contains the more number of the electrons. For example, suppose to be I am at the center and two students only revolves around me. Okay, the possibility of that two students on one side and I am at the center, and suppose to be another ground, I am at the center and 10 students are revolves around me. The possibility, where is the possibility is more? The means that students on one side and I am at the center. Two students or 10 students. Yes, possibility goes on the 10 students. Yes, 10 students is revolves around the me in a particular that is the orbit at the peripheral of that circle. Then the 10 students, the possibility comes 10 students are one side and I am at the center is a more possible than as compared to that is the students. Yes, and therefore number of the electron present in the molecule is which affects the London forces. And second factor is that molecular size or molar mass. Here you see, if you consider helium, neon, argon, then atomic mass of the argon or mass of the argon is a more than the neon than the helium. Then which of that monatomic gas easily polarize? Argon, because have a molar more, that is atomic mass as compared to neon, as compared to the that is the helium. Suppose instead of that I taken a molecule. For example, I taken hydrogen. Okay, then I taken oxygen, nitrogen, and fluorine. Then which of that gas have a higher molar mass? Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and the fluorine. Yes,
Fluorine.
fluorine have a higher molar mass. Then in which of that gas is will be easily polarized?
Fluorine.
Fluorine, because molar mass of the fluorine is high. Yes or no? And second thing, number of the electron present in that molecule is also high as compared to the or more as compared to the hydrogen molecule. And therefore, fluorine molecule is easily polarized. Polarizability of the fluorine molecule is a more as compared to the that is an oxygen, as compared to the nitrogen, as compared to the hydrogen. And therefore, here you see energy is directly proportional to the polarizability. Means polarizability is a more, then always energy release during that interaction is a more. And therefore, suppose to be question will be asked in your examination like that, in which of the following molecule the force London forces is a more, or instantaneous induced dipole forces is a more? A, hydrogen molecule, B, oxygen molecule, C, nitrogen molecule, and D, methane. Then you first calculate, yes, molar mass.
Molar mass.
Then second calculate number of the electrons. Then in concern the oxygen molecule, how many electrons are present? 16. You see, 16 electrons are present. Atomic number of the oxygen is 8. 2 electrons, 2 oxygen atoms, therefore 16 electrons. But if you consider the molar mass of the oxygen molecule, then that becomes a 32. Okay. Then second, you consider nitrogen atom, a nitrogen molecule. Then atomic number of the nitrogen is a 7. Therefore, nitrogen molecule that 2 atoms are present. Then the number of the electrons is that is a 14. But if you consider molar mass, that becomes a 28. Then third one is supposed to be methane. Then consider the number of the electron, that is carbon. Atomic number of the carbon is a 6. And 4 hydrogen atom. Atomic number of the hydrogen atom is a 1. Yes. Number of the electrons, then also 1. 4 hydrogen atom, 4 electron. And that is the carbon having the 6 electron. That becomes a 10 electron. And if you calculate the molar mass of the methane, that becomes a 16, because atomic number, mass number of the or atomic mass is a carbon is 12 and each hydrogen atom is a 1. That becomes a, that is a 16. And if you consider that is the hydrogen, then that is the, yes, that have a molar mass is 2 and only 2 electrons are present. Then you give the me answer which of that molecules have more, that is the London forces. Oxygen, nitrogen, methane or hydrogen?
Oxygen.
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 Correct? Then like that, the question will be asked, arrange the following molecule according to decreasing order of London forces. तो हायर कौन रहेगा? ऑक्सीजन पहला रहेगा, बाद में नाइट्रोजन रहेगा, बाद में मीथेन रहेगा, बाद में हाइड्रोजन रहेगा. और अरेंज द फॉलोइंग मॉलिक्यूल बाय इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर. इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर बोलेगा तो पहला रहेगा हाइड्रोजन, बाद में रहेगा मीथेन, बाद में रहेगा नाइट्रोजन और लास्ट में रहेगा राइट हैंड साइड में ऑक्सीजन. ठीक है? Such type of the question will be asked in your, that is the university examination in a MCQ, or may that questions will be asked in a NEET or NET and the SET or the PET examination, or may the question will be asked like that, London forces, the this magnitude of the London forces is the depends on A, number of the electron present in the molecule, B, molecule size or molar mass of the molecule, C, both A and B are the correct, D, none of these. तो आंसर क्या रहेगा आपका?
Both A and B.
Correct. Yes, such a type of the question will be asked in your examination, or maybe in NET or SET or the PET examinations. Then thank you for attending this lecture. If you have any doubts, then you ask